You are listening to the Profitable Content Creator Podcast. This is the place where content creators come to learn how to create profitable content that positions themselves as an authority and grows their online businesses. Get ready to take your content to a whole new level with your host, Kristen Poborsky.
Hey everybody, have you ever wondered why just reading content can feel a little bit boring? Well, what if we could turn your words into something that you can watch and listen to or even interact with? So today I want to talk to you about beyond text and transforming your older content into multimedia experiences with AI. So I want you to imagine your favorite blog posts, ones that you know are really good content, but now updated and repurposed with cool videos, awesome podcasts, and with the power of AI, it's easier than ever to do it. Sounds fun, doesn't it? Well, let's dive into how you can make that happen. And I'm going to come along with some great AI tips because I've been doing this myself for my older content and for that of my clients, and I'm even teaching it in my AI Enhanced Content Creator series because there seems to be a big demand these days for people wanting to know how to repurpose their old content and actually refresh it and taking it and going from just written content to blogs that have better graphics and video and even podcasts. So let's dive into the power of multimedia in your content. So one of the reasons I have found that, well, this is just my own personal opinion about when I come across a written blog post, it's boring, boring, boring. And what I have found from creating thousands of pieces of content for my clients and myself, I have two camps of clients, some that don't want to get in front of a camera and some that do. So what is the power of adding the content, adding video to your content? So this is what's happened I've seen in my own experience. The clients who don't want to do video, their content is pretty low traffic. And the clients and students who want to turn their content into, multimedia experiences by adding in blog posts or adding in videos to their blog posts and podcasts, their content is getting much better response. It's going viral in different places. And it gives you a wealth of content that you can repurpose. So that's really what I'm seeing right now. And by creating your content in other ways, multi-formats, you're reaching a wider audience than you possibly could with just written content. So that's one of the two big reasons why we want to do that. And the thing is about video content and podcast content, unlike social media, it's evergreen content. I have a client who did a video about 7 signs that you came from a dysfunctional family back in 2015. And it's nothing fancy, but that video is every single month. It's in his top 10 videos, and it's gotten close to 600,000 views, and it's still going today. So let me ask you, can your social media content, can you boast that it does that? Same thing with podcasts. Top podcast of mine is one that I published probably, I think it's like 18 months ago when I started my podcast here. So the power of going for podcasts and video is that you're putting your content out on multiple platforms, not just your blog, and they're all evergreen and people are searching for you. So if you're not showing up there, you definitely want to listen in. And I'm going to talk more about how easy it is to transform your blog posts into videos and podcast. So let's dive into the next part of this, where I'm going to talk to you a little bit about using ChatGPT to transform your blog posts into videos. And now I'm not talking about using AI to create a video for you. I'm talking about taking your current content and asking ChatGPT with a simple prompt to come up with a video script, to turn it into a video script outline that you can then record yourself and use that transcript to transform your original blog post, and also turn that into multiple short form video content ideas, just with a few simple prompts inside of ChatGPT. I do it for every single video that I create. I then take that transcript using a little plugin, and I turn it into more content, and then I turn it into short form content. And it's super powerful because that short form content can then be pushed out on multiple platforms very easily. So that's why I like to create a video, because then you can also strip the audio out of it, and turn it into a podcast. That's pretty much what we do inside my 12X content repurposing system. We always create a video. We start there. But if you've got older content, that's where I would start, is by having AI create a script, maybe updating a few things that you want in there, recording a new script, and then using that transcript to rewrite your blog content. So then you can easily transform a boring piece of written content into something that someone's going to want to read and watch. And you can do it for this and repurpose it into a podcast super easy. And it's so easy. All you do is you just strip that out of there, the audio, then you ask AI to write a quick description for it, and you're done. And it with the right prompt, it's a super simple prompt. You ask it to act like an expert podcast copywriter, and you tell it to take the transcript and you tell it to turn it into a podcast episode using your name and the name of your podcast, and give the reader or the listener reasons to watch, and you're done. And that little prompt, which I teach inside my 12X content repurposing method, takes like 2 minutes, not even that long to do it. So from one transcript, I can get multiple pieces of repurposable content, update my older content with the newer content, and I turn it into a multimedia experience. And all it took was really taking that old blog post and turning it into a script, which I sit down and then record just like I'm doing here. I have a simple outline right in front of me. I glance at it occasionally just to keep me on track, and I record it. And then once I'm done, bam, into YouTube, take that transcript, write the description, write a new blog post, podcast episode, and then we explode it into more content, social media. And the key about this is that everything is aligning with your long form content, and it has your voice, your stories, everything like that you need to bring your content to life, and to ensure that your content is not duplicating other people's content. That is why I teach ChatGPT content creation the way that I do it, so that we don't have to worry about it being all AI generated content that's not unique to you. Trust me, I've tried using AI just to go and rewrite a blog post. Boring, boring, boring. Sounds like some of those research papers I wrote in college and in high school. It's very dry. But when you use a transcript, like the transcript I'm creating when I take this recording right here, it is much more interesting because I'm sharing stories, I'm sharing experiences, all that kind of stuff. That's what brings your content to life. And that is what's going to take a blah piece of content and make it that much better. So if you've got older content that you know you should be updating and it's maybe never been good, or it has been good and it's dropped off, you're going to want to transform it into a multimedia experience just for these reasons and the way that I explain how to do it here. So the tools that I use, it's really just ChatGPT to create that script. I film it. I usually film mine using Loom, or you could do it inside of Zoom, or you could even do it on your phone. Sometimes I do it on my phone. It just depends on the quality, because that's super important when you're videoing something. The sound needs to sound really good. The video quality needs to look good. You need to be confident, of course, and you need to have a good background that looks good, not messy, all those things. If you do that, you will have a really solid piece of content that you will feel really proud of sharing no matter what platform you're on. And the cool thing is that with ChatGPT now, you do not need to be like a tech wizard or anything like that. You just need to have some solid prompts that can help you update and make your content really, really good. And I've got a simple guide for updating your old content with some great ChatGPT prompts in it. I've got that right down, the how to update your content, your older content. You're going to want to grab that because that's going to give you an insight into what prompts to use. So why not give it a try? Download and grab the update your content the fast and easy way with ChatGPT and start transforming your written content into a more robust multimedia masterpiece. So now let's take a couple minutes. I'm not ready to leave you yet, but I've got some commonly asked questions that I like to cover because I want to make sure that you get all the information that you need to transform your older content into a multimedia experience. So the first question is, why? Why should I convert my text-based content into multimedia format? So the answer is, it will help when you convert text into multimedia formats such as video and podcasts. It will enhance and increase your user engagement. You are expanding your reach into 2 different platforms, and different people prefer different types of content. Some people may like listening to a podcast over reading a recent blog post, and other people like YouTube because there's people out there searching there, and some people like to watch you. And the thing is, there's an energy. There's an energy between the spoken word and your video content that can't be captured in a piece of written content, no matter how hard you try. Even with the best books, I mean, you'd have to be like a novel writer, and most of us are not. So talking about things and getting in front of a camera and recording things, that is the best way that you can really share your energy, your stories, things like that with people and engage with them that much better. So I find that doing that is really a bigger reason to the energy, and also being on multiple platforms, a blog, a podcast, and YouTube. And it's so easy. You can do all of that within 10 minutes using ChatGPT. All it takes is for you to video the content, upload it into YouTube, get that transcript into ChatGPT, and a few well-written prompts will give you all the content that you need to create a brand new blog post, a video description for YouTube, and a podcast episode description. So that's my biggest reason why you want to convert text-based content into more of a multimedia format. So people want to know, okay, what are the types of multimedia formats are most effective for repurposing content? Well, I'm going to kind of cover some of the things I answered in the first one. Number one is video, and number two is podcast, just because you can take one video and repurpose it, and they're great for storytelling, which I'm telling you, if you incorporate storytelling and talk about what you do in your content, you're going to really increase your authority with people and engage with more people, because your content is going to be that much more interesting. They're going to want to consume it, and they're going to want to listen to you, especially if you have good energy and well-spoken voice in your content. That is key. Okay. So you really want to pick a format that aligns best with your content's purpose and your audience's preferences. And again, I'm saying video and audio because that's where people are these days. And if you can turn your content into short form videos, it's the Wild West out there. That is something you really want to be able to do, is to get more video content out there in short form. So you think YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Reels, all that stuff, one video, one short video, or even a longer video if you use a tool such as Clap app, and I've got that link right down below. It can take a 15-20 minute video and cut it up into really, really good content within a matter of minutes that you can put out there on all of those platforms, Instagram, all the shorts, Reels, and YouTube, and on TikTok. So definitely do that. And I would consider those two to be the most important. When I was researching this, it came up with infographics, but here's the deal. I kind of feel personally, from my experience working with thousands of pieces of content, that infographics are kind of yesterday's stuff. If you really want to get seen and heard, you definitely want to repurpose and put your content into multimedia formats like video and podcast. Okay, so let's dive into the next question. So people want to know, can multimedia content that they add to an older piece of content really improve your website's SEO? And the answer is yes, because it can increase your user engagement, reduce bounce rates, and increase the time spent on your content. So think about it like this. If somebody comes to your blog and there's just a bunch of written stuff on there, they're more likely, just a written text, to bounce away, especially if it's a long piece of content. Most people don't want to wade through a piece of boring content that's just blah, 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 written like a textbook. But if you transform that piece of content into a video and you recorded it with stories and things like that, and then used it to rewrite the piece of content and incorporate more of that in there and make it more of an outline format, and you got a video, you've got a higher chance of decreasing your bounce rate. And for those of you who don't know what bounce rate means, it's like somebody comes on, looks at your content, and immediately leaves. What you want to do is to get them to stay there, consume your content all the way down, and then watch the video. When you do that, when your visitor does that, they're sending signals to Google that this is a really good piece of content. So think that you want to get them on there longer and have them consume all of it, stay there, and then go on and start reading other content or watching your content. So the answer is yes. It can totally improve your website's SEO if you do it right and you follow the tips that I share here inside this video, okay? The last and final question I wanted to share was, what are the challenges of transforming text into multimedia? Well, used to be that it was a time consuming because we didn't have ChatGPT as this amazing assistant to help us create outlines for scripts and things like that, social media pieces, short form content. So, it's a lot easier and faster. It's like one person can do a lot now. Whereas you used to have a whole team behind you to help you create stuff. I don't want you to think that you need to create a super fancy polished video. Some of the best videos that my clients and my students have created are all ones that they've created themselves. And I'm counting myself in this. And there's not a lot of fancy editing. People want to see and hear the real you. They don't need some fancy schmancy video with a bunch of other stuff in there. They just need to see your head, have you talk. And again, it's all about how you deliver and your energy and how you light yourself, the sound, all of that goes into, to me, that's like the biggest challenge is getting that right. It's bigger than all the tech stuff and creating a whole bunch of other stuff. If you do those things, you're going to have a really, really good piece of content without a lot of paying someone for high quality production. So that's really understanding the best practices of how to write a script, how to create the video, what kind of stuff. And I teach that all inside my AI enhanced content creation series, which I've got that link right down below. But in the meantime, if you want to have some best practices for transforming your older content into multimedia experiences, I've got the updating your old content with ChatGPT guide down below. You're going to want to grab that because I go through all the steps and I even give you prompts that will help you update your old content and start turning it into multimedia experiences. So that's for today, and I will be back with more AI content creation tips.
You've been listening to the Profitable Content Creator Podcast, where content creators go to learn how to take their content creation to the next level. If you love the Profitable Content Creator Podcast, we'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and give us a review on iTunes. Until next time.